Hey everyone, so in this video I want to talk about the migration to Alltech and how this is going to be very beneficial for our future, for yourself, for your business, and just generally being a creative person if that's what you're interested in. If not, it doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, we have to be able to communicate and be able to talk and be able to, be able to properly communicate with each other. If we can't do that, look, for example, if I can't communicate with you properly and say all the words that I need to be able to say, let's say you have like an art piece and I want to have that customized, as something simple as that in our conversation online, that can be controlled. I've almost been making videos for a whole year now, and I've experienced a lot of shadow banning, me being thrown out of the algorithm entirely. When you search some of my videos on there, you won't even see it come up with my name, and it's not even like about news. It's literally like I have a video where I was talking about love and relationships, romantic relationships, on how a couple can have a good relationship with a man and a woman. Of course, that is not able, like when you search for that, you can't find it for some reason. Maybe it was just my computer, my friend's computer. I wasn't even on my IP address when I was searching that I originally worked from. I am shadow banned on Instagram, on Twitter, I don't really use Facebook, but I'm sure if I started posting, I would definitely be shadow banned. And then, of course, you have YouTube. I'm hidden totally when you try to search things, but it's not just me. I don't want to make this all about me. I'm trying to explain kind of just my side of things, and then I totally have to talk about everything else under the sun because with censorship, I'm getting really sick of it. I really am. I don't think you can see that in my videos because I'm trying to keep my cool. I really am. But honestly, I don't like this. I don't like any of this. Like, it doesn't feel comfortable. It's not fun. It kind of does become, I wouldn't say like depressing, but very sad to deal with. This literally is the worst censorship that's ever existed in the whole entire existence of history. It really is. I'm not kidding. I'm not being over dramatic. It's ridiculous. What the internet is, your laptop, your gaming console, or basically just like a regular desktop, okay, whatever you have on your phone, if that's all you have, to go on the internet. It's a communication tool. Communication tools, this is how it all started. You had letters, okay? Letters and books. You had like pagers later on, walkie-talkies, and then you have a phone. Finally, we have phones that are touchscreen, where we can go on the internet. Then you have apps that finally came out. And it's not just the internet, like Google search, you have apps where more people are communicating with Facebook, and that started out. That's a communication tool. The internet is a way for us to communicate. You don't see them restricting a phone. That'd be ridiculous by saying what you can or cannot say on the phone to somebody. But yeah, okay, so we have a communication tool that a lot of different companies with really evil, like people in business suits and ties, dresses, all that, yeah, they're against us, and they are trying to control everything. Education, history, the way that we're thinking right now, marketing. I mean, literally, there's so much that has to do with everything that's happening. But what we need to do as people that are in our country, at least in America, but also I know I have a lot of viewers from like the UK and in Australia, it works like everywhere, okay? It doesn't matter where you are, to be honest. I don't know why I mentioned America, but like literally, wherever you are right now, do this. Start looking into Alltech platforms. If you've never done it before, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the benefits right now because it is the best thing that has ever happened to the internet. Okay, so starting off, every single platform that you see online, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, well, they all have clones, even Twitch. Now, the clones for them, I'm going to read off. I have some notes just in case I forget because there's a lot right here. But okay, so we have browsers. First off, and I don't know every single thing too. Like there's a lot of other apps out there that I still need to find myself. And when I do find them, I will sign up or I'll make an account and that'll be really fun. So, and still there are other apps that I do have an account for too, but necessarily I don't like how they've made certain actions on their website where 1 second they stand for freedom of speech, but then the next second they've actually banned people. So I can't really say that they truly believe in freedom of speech and what I think that freedom of speech really means as an American. And I did want to say at the same time, I'm not telling you to leave YouTube. I'm not telling you to leave Twitter or any of those other apps. What I'm just saying is that if you do not believe in hate speech and you believe in freedom of speech and you want to say what you want to say as long as it's legal and you're not doing anything wrong, then maybe you should be checking out these sites and you should go on them. It would be a good idea to do that so that you can speak freely, not be controlled every little word that you say. So continuing on, first off, I want to make a special shout out to my BitChute subscribers because I really appreciate you throughout this whole entire time and through, seeing that I actually really care about this. I think that I finally grasped enough attention to, make you guys see I'm not joking. And I know, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, go trust me about everything that I'm saying, but I'm serious. I'm not going to stop making videos about this until we get to do something, until we get to actually solve something, whether it's in person, whether it's online, whatever we need to do to be able to speak freely online. Going back to the companies that are working with Alltech and, that are away from Silicon Valley, not willing to do what they're doing to people and are actually standing up for Americans and trying to do the better thing, trying to actually do what is right. You have browsers. There are Brave browser. It replaces, I would say, Firefox, definitely like that, because Brave browser too, it looks very similar. It's like a lion instead of a fox, so that on itself is very funny. Now, okay, going over towards another browser, if you don't want to use that and you want to also use another safe browser too, because they're not collecting your data, they're not looking at every little thing that you're typing on there so that they can basically read your mind through the computer. They're not doing that. They just want you to use their site so that, them themselves as a company, their employers, they can benefit, and then you can also benefit too. That's capitalism. That's the benefits. It's good. Always a good thing to have. Then you have DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is very good too because, for example, when you have different things that you're searching on Google, it actually gets censored and thrown out so you can't see what you're exactly searching for. With DuckDuckGo, that'll never happen. When you search something on DuckDuckGo, you know that's going to be the result, and you're going to see what you want to see, what you originally searched for, not what Google wants you to see. And of course, with video platforms, it's basically the same. So what's the most popular platforms from big tech? Okay, well, you have YouTube and Twitch. Then you also have Periscope, Facebook, Instagram Live, all those other little sites. But the top two would definitely be YouTube, then you have Twitch. Then, I guess you probably don't know this if you're not used to alt tech, but yeah, BitChute, of course, that is very beneficial. It works a lot better too. It uploads faster. You don't have to deal with all the YouTube censorship with algorithms. It's just very straightforward and it's a lot easier to use, I would say. Even the colors on there look a lot cooler. It's orange and black and stuff. It's really cool. Then after that, Minds is actually getting into live streaming too. They're starting to put that up with their groups, and I haven't actually used it yet, but what I have used is DLive. DLive is a competitor against Twitch. So now you have BitChute. Well, that's like YouTube. But then you have DLive. Okay. Well, then that's like Twitch. Everything is starting to get replaced one by one. And when we finally have everything replaced in the end, we will have a free internet. The funny thing about DLive is that actually PewDiePie got everybody together to start joining, and I think he grabbed a lot of journalists' attention. And why journalists are even paying attention to PewDiePie is because he's being attacked from the media. If you can see anything that's going on with him, it's PewDiePie is one of the most, innocent YouTubers. He's made a few jokes, but they're very, very mild. Nothing is so intense to the point where the media should be talking about him at all and making hit pieces like they do. It's completely crazy. It's like the mainstream media is against the people. They really are. They're against PewDiePie. They're against anybody that doesn't agree with their opinions or far left, totally crazy ideologies that they try to shove down everybody's throats. And after PewDiePie didn't even stop there, because look what happened with Philip DeFranco after the whole Steven Crowder issue. Philip DeFranco defended Steven Crowder when Steven Crowder was, basically getting destroyed by YouTube. And I wouldn't say being destroyed, but, YouTube was totally throttling him. They took away his demonetization. They were, maybe doing anything with censorship. He complained about being shadow banned a ton, just like me. I literally am shadow banned. I think that people don't take me as serious too, because it's like I don't have that many followers or anything like that. Like, I don't, compared to all the big people that are in this. I am a small person, so whenever anything happens to me, I don't get any defense. No one's going to be there to defend me. I could literally be doing this for this long and all of a sudden lose everything that I've done within the last year. And it won't even matter because I don't have enough followers, I guess, or I'm not somebody, because YouTube is literally trying to stop me from spreading my message, what I feel about censorship, and how I feel that that's affecting our whole entire country. And I really think that it is. When I saw Alex Jones right away, when that was happening, I made a video about that. That's why I started my YouTube channel, because I was really, really upset. I knew that if people weren't going to follow the Constitution in our country, then all hell was going to break loose. I know our Constitution doesn't protect the internet, but the internet didn't exist before the Constitution was written. But even like with our migration to all these platforms, we really need to have an internet bill of rights. And I know that others have suggested that no, we should just make it public utilities. But if you do that, then you're going to say that companies like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter can exist forever. And maybe that should not be the case, because they're definitely breaking a lot of laws, especially the Fourth Amendment, with your own privacy, your own safety, and your information being sold around the whole entire world. So yeah, we should definitely ban the whole public utility idea altogether, because we don't want the government, one, to have too much power. I mean, they would literally have control over the internet and every single thing that what we say. That's not a way to go. They'd be spying on us constantly. At least, I mean, we'd assume that would be the case. Or it could be totally misused. We don't want to have that access to be misused like that. Okay, so we know that can happen. But then again, too, what else can happen? Well, then you're basically giving that special immunity to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all those other sites like that that are abusing their power, saying that there is hate speech, saying that there's certain words we can't say, banning Christians, banning conservatives, being anti-white. All these things added up together, ruining our whole entire country. That's why we want to be on all these different alternative websites to start building them up. If you never, like, it's not going to happen overnight. I wish it would. That'd be pretty cool if everybody just, randomly saw in the sky that we're going to all join all tech platforms and they just, like, read that or they got this message. But that doesn't happen. There's no notification to send to everybody in our country of what's going on. So over time, something like this, it takes time. It takes time to build something very, very, like, beautiful, I would say. I would say this is a beautiful thing. It kind of sounds stupid, but it is. For something so great that'll be over time in history, this is going to be a huge thing too, right now, censorship. And overcoming this, I mean, what more could you want? There's nothing greater to protect than your own freedom and your own faith. So once you start dealing with that and you're overcoming different issues with freedom in your society, and then you make that happen, or overcoming your own faith personally that you have, I think that's two of the greatest accomplishments you could ever have in life, besides, basically having your own family. But yeah, okay, sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. I was reading the list and then, I don't know, I just kind of spoke my whole entire heart, everything that was on my mind and everything that I'm feeling right now, because it's just so much, literally, to see everything happening. When you're looking at the news all day and you're reading the stuff and you're reading what's going on, I might not make videos every day, but I'm constantly looking at the news and I'm constantly seeing all these issues and I'm wondering, why aren't we doing anything about this? Well, another big thing would be if a lot of the huger, I would say, people involved with this, if they would start sharing all the alternative platforms that we have, not just like Timpool, not just Stix, I can't even think of anybody else. Sargon, yeah, there's Sargon. Who else? Who else is sharing like anything on the platforms? I don't get it. A lot of smaller creators, I don't know yet, because I am sorry, I'm probably being, banned from watching your stuff. You're being shadow banned, I'm being shadow banned, so I can't even figure out new people either. That's why I am so thankful for Alltech, and I do think that in the future more people are going to be joining, just because we're making it more, socially accepted, and everybody loves freedom of speech too. It doesn't matter if you're an artist, if you're a skater, if you're, into any other sport. If you're talking like I am on a mic right now and you're talking about politics or you're just commentating on anything else, it really does not matter. I mean, anything that you're doing where you're basically having your own freedom to do that on the internet, you should be going to these sites. I talked about, okay, so there's BitChute and then there's DLive, and also on top of that, there is DTube. Now, I haven't used DTube, I don't really know what DTube is, and I am not entirely familiar with that, but I did hear that that is, obviously another alternative to use. So maybe if you want to do that. With Vimeo, I saw some people selling either, different videos that they were working on, or I saw Joe Rogan a few times use it. I haven't heard of Vimeo really deleting anybody, but I know it's really old, it's kind of hard to use, and it's definitely not a site that I'm on. I have an account, but I've never posted on that. But I mean, that's still out there too, I guess. If everything failed for you, you can always use Vimeo. So that's a good thing. Now, I'm not entirely sure what they believe in or if they ban people or anything like that. They have like certain hate speech rules where they're deleting people. I haven't heard anything, but also a lot of people don't really use Vimeo like that. Generally, just for chatting, I would totally recommend Minds. It's number 1. And why I say this over Gab, obviously, is because there's a lot more functions. And what I mean by that is that you could go live. You can do that if you need to into the group section. Then there also, the group section, there's also a rewarding system too, where you can make crypto off of the site and it rewards you with different posts that you make, more work that you have over time. I think that that's a really good system. Also, with the jury system too, it's like you can't just be kicked off. People have to review it, and it's not gonna just be like a bunch of liberals, a bunch of fake accounts controlling that. Like, it has to be real accounts that are actually voting with the jury system and doing that. And just because I put Minds number 1 doesn't mean that I don't use Gab and I don't appreciate Gab for what it is. I just think that I like using Minds more and I do like that site a lot better. That's just my own, personal interest in what I have. But with Gab, I do like it a lot better than Twitter. I wish more people were on the site. It wasn't like ruined by the media because, of course, when there was like this one shooting or whatever, they had to blame it for Gab, but then the person they were also on Twitter too and also on like Facebook, so it made no sense for even trying to smear Gab in the media, and it was just really ridiculous. But yeah, I guess they weren't on other social companies that were competing that were in alt tech like Minds or, BitChute or anything like that. So that's why Gab kind of got attacked, and I feel like less people want to go to it because now that they see that. But it also shows like why. Why is Gab ruined in the media? But you don't have Twitter ruined, you don't have, Facebook or anything else that the shooter was on it. It's only Gab, okay? It can only be Gab because Gab believes in freedom of speech. Also, there is Parler. Now, Parler is a little bit interesting. I don't really know how I feel about this. I kind of want to put this like last compared to all the other sites that are competing against big tech because I didn't really hear too much about what they actually stand for, except for the fact that they allow conservatism to be brought to their platform. It still doesn't mean that they 100% believe in freedom of speech. And who knows if you're, totally on the left, if what you say on there would be a good mix, because then it kind of seems like it's only like a conservative platform, which doesn't go anywhere when you're trying to communicate with the public. And, when you're trying to communicate, you have to have one side communicate to the opposite side. And even if they don't like each other, that's how you get things resolved. If you have all conservatives on one platform, then you have all liberals on one platform, maybe like all libertarians on one, I mean, what is that going to do for anything? It's just going to make people talking about the same things, and then they'll become, radicalized, I think, over time. Along with the email, you definitely have a replacement. So if you don't want to end up, using Gmail, then you can use Proton Mail. It's made a little bit different using encryption technology, I believe. So I'm not entirely sure how that works yet. I'm going to have to look into that. I know that encrypted emails are a thing, and then of course different blockchains of websites, but I myself, I have no idea about any of that. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to build a website. So it's a little bit foreign to me. And then the last thing that I really wanted to get into would definitely be a payment service, especially if you're working on the internet. This is so important too, and especially for donating too, to support creators that you believe in and what they're doing in their work so that you can try to get your message out as well. If you don't have the time to do this and you're constantly on the go and you're constantly busy with your own life, then what you could do, obviously, is be able to donate whenever you can and be able to support the movement so that others are able to go on the ground and be able to get the real news. And look already what's been out there, everything that's been happening. I mean, it's not like it's not true. Look at all the lies and all the corruption that's been exposed online through independent creators and independent journalists, even, commentators that really go into really, really deep things, and then they figure out articles, they find stuff that no one has ever found. PayPal bans a lot of video creators that they just simply don't agree with, whether you say something that they don't like or you do something in the real world that they don't like, whether it's even illegal or not. They can just make that decision to say, hey, we're not going to allow you to have payments anymore and you're going to go broke because of that. Or if not, your income is dramatically going to be lowered because of this decision that we're making for you. I know you could be like, oh, just use another alternative to PayPal. But PayPal, there's not really too many alternatives. There's a little bit that are coming up. Before, there was no alternatives back a few years ago. But now it's starting to change. And as well with Patreon, too. Patreon is kind of like PayPal, but times 2, where they will literally ban you for stuff that, you could do in like a private Discord. You don't even put the link on Patreon, and then they'll freak out because of it. So that has been done. I mean, look at Sargon. Of course, I don't agree with what he said to get banned off of Patreon. But then again, him getting banned like that just because of one word not even on that site, it doesn't make any sense at all. So that's the way that these companies operate with big tech in Silicon Valley. They're all partnered together to get rid of the competition and to basically wipe away opposite opinions that they don't agree with. It's very ridiculous. So yeah, Subscribestar that got made, that's kind of like an alternative to Patreon, just like it, except for the fact that PayPal said that they wouldn't work with them after like a week of getting their website started up after, I think Sargon left, yeah. Sargon went over to Subscribestar. Then you had Paul Joseph Watson and Tim Pool and other people like that that started joining. That starts to go off pretty well. I mean, I don't know if still a lot of people know about it still, so as time goes on, it'll be better and better. Just me saying it right now, I mean, you could figure it out, so that's a good thing. Another way to have payments would, of course, be with an e-transfer that would be hooked up to your bank account and people are able to use that on your website. I don't have a website or anything like that, but I know that you're able to do that and able to hook up an e-transfer if that's something that you need to do or something that you would, look forward to seeing in a creator that you have if they have a website. You'd also maybe tell somebody if they don't have that they're able to do that so that they know. Then, of course, cryptocurrency. So that's definitely on the rise, and I think that more and more people are starting to use cryptocurrency. And the reason for that, I mean, even, Mark Zuckerberg is starting to try to compete now too, and that's because it's become mainstream. I feel like it took a long time. It took a few years for everyone to realize that, hey, this could be something really worth a lot when you could simply just have like a flash drive full of virtual money on you instead of having, what was a story that I read actually? I forgot where it was, but basically this guy, he had a bunch of money on him, and it was legal. It was legal to have the money. He wasn't like a criminal. He didn't do anything bad or anything like that. And he was carrying all this money at the airport. Well, I think it was like over $10,000 to $20,000, something like that, like a bunch of money. Definitely over $10,000 though. And he's just carrying that around on him, like all these bills. And I guess they freaked out and they said that that was like some sort of illegal money or whatever. And supposedly they just took it because they said that they couldn't believe that someone would be walking around with that much money. Okay, well, I mean, it is kind of weird to have someone walk around with that much money, but is it illegal? No, I mean, technically I could get all my money, put it in a briefcase, go walk around or whatever. I mean, is that illegal to do that? No. Is it smart? Is it safe? No. But I mean, it's not illegal. So that guy ended up getting like arrested or had all his money taken away, then give his money back. He had all these illegal issues to go through just for carrying his money on him and not having it in a bank account. But when you have like a flash drive, if you were to have a flash drive with a bunch of Bitcoin, with like, different Litecoin, Ethereum, all kinds of stuff, right? Ripple, could have been a lot better. On that note, I'm going to head out, but if you want to go support my work, go down below, down to my PayPal, where I also have cryptocurrency, and there's a lot of other videos on my channel if you want to check them out, so I'll check you next time.